Hello, everyone, and welcome to this overview of the SupplyQ ecosystem. I intend for this to be just a more or less a brief overview of all the different aspects of everything that is contained within SupplyQ. Subsequent videos will go into more detail on each individual aspect of the software and how you get your data uploaded and then use that data to actually manage your inventory and manage your supply chain. But for the time being, we're just going to stay very high level with this and let's get started. So right now we're at the home screen right now to log in, app.mysupplyq.com. If you haven't registered yet, obviously go here and do registration. And if you have a Shopify store, make sure you go through the Shopify App Store, find SupplyQ there, and take care of your registration on Shopify's platform. But we'll use this test store that I've created. All right, and then we're in. So homepage right here. And then we'll just look at the top of the banner really fast and break this into a few different categories. So we have our dashboard. We have our inventory block with four different inventory holding positions. Our products, which I'll get into, especially with what associations is. Raw materials and bill of materials, our bombs, our recipes, etc. We'll have that be a different section. Our suppliers, sales and forecasting, user profile, and that's pretty much it. So back to the homepage really fast. And this is just a calendar, a quick calendar view that gives you just right off the bat high level insights into just immediate action items that you might have to take this week or next week, or even if you want to go look further, off into future months, whatnot. It'll go all the way as far as you want it, but obviously we don't extend that far yet in our planning cycle. And if you just click on something, we click on this date, it says, oh, look, I have some cream arriving. I have a lot that's going to deplete. Here on the 24th, I have all these reorder points for all these raw materials that I have. So just some nice information right off the bat if you don't want to go dig too deep into each piece of supply queue to get information that you need. And then what populates this calendar is our dashboard. And you can see here just a nice table that gives you some pertinent information for all your raw materials, your bulk pooled inventory materials here as well. And if you drill into a raw material, it gives you a nice little overview, a nice dashboard of each material, and then some key business statistics that might be useful for you as you go through your planning. And then if you have a lot at risk of expiration, you can even see what that exact lot is, the quantity at risk, the dollar value that you might actually end up losing as a result. And then you can view all those risks, all those lots at risk here as well if you just need to see everything all in one spot. And then the great thing about the dashboard too is this is where you can chat with Claude. With AI taking over everything, I wanted to have Claude, Anthropic's model, be a co-pilot for you, an advisor, basically do whatever you want to. It'll be able to see your entire supply chain. It'll see your sales history. You'll see your products. It'll see your forecasts to help basically answer any question you might have about how you can better run your business. It keeps track of all your threads, all your messages here, and you can pop one up, and then it basically goes and it'll save your conversation history. You can pick right off where you last started off at. All right, so that's the dashboard. So let's get into inventory really quick. As I mentioned before, we have four different holding positions. We have our on-hand inventory for our raw materials, materials in transit, bulk inventory, which are things like you can see here, like vanilla ice cream. You can think of soup, basically anything that is one large bulk item that depletes over time as customers order more and more of that product. And then finished goods for your individual items, like a loaf of bread, for example, or a T-shirt, basically anything else at that point. So we'll start at the top with inventory on hand for your raw materials. And everything at this point is as user uploaded, so you can add items manually, a single item at a time, your raw material, the quantity, lot ID. If you want to add a supplier as well, go ahead and do that. You also have the option to mass upload everything with an Excel or CSV file, which is probably going to be the fastest way to do all of this, so you're not just doing one item time at a time. And here you can basically gives you a nice snapshot of your overall quantity of each raw material. You see olive oil here. We have 5 different lots that you can track. You don't have to track lots if you don't want, but that's an option that you have for you. And then these inventory numbers will update as sales come in. Everything happens automatically. You don't have to worry about updating your total quantities as more sales come in throughout the day or throughout the life cycle that you're using SupplyQ. Next, inventory in transit. Sounds as simple as it is. Purchase orders that are incoming into your site, they're not there, but you need to use them to calculate when you have to reorder new product. As before, you can add your new purchase order right here if you need to, or also just upload files as well. And then you can edit any information that you need to. If the quantity change, the price change, you get a note from the supplier that it's going to take longer than 127 to arrive. You can update all that information right here. Next is bulk inventory. So this is a pretty deep segment, so I'm not gonna go into detail about it. I'll save that for the bulk FGI management video. But this is just a place to create your bulk FGI items, like vanilla ice cream, for example, tubs of ice cream. Think of it like that. That will deplete over time. Similar to the raw materials, you can add lots for this as well. Each of these lots can have an expiration date, a date that it checked in, and edit any of this information as you need to as well. And then on the side here is a nice some other information of how you can choose how big your lot size is. The unit for each of these marshmallows probably isn't the best one to look at. If we look at vanilla ice cream, one lot size is 128 ounces, and then you can attach it to some of your products as well. So this vanilla ice cream FGI bulk material, every time somebody orders a vanilla scoop of ice cream, 6 ounces will get decremented from your bulk lots. All right, and now moving on to FGI real quick. So this is basically just your finished goods end quantity. So we have 47 loaves of full loaves of bread, 15 of a half, croissants, etc. here as well. This will automatically decrement as well as orders come in, and you can change these quantities. If you make more of something, hit update, the quantity will update. You choose this if you want to deplete raw materials, which in pretty much all cases you will, because you're using raw materials to make these end products. Okay, so then onto the products itself. So we have products, subproducts, and associations. We'll start at the highest level with products. You can see here, this will all sync from your point of sale system. I have a Square store that I'm using here, so there's no need to manually or even use Excel to upload any of your products. You sync from the platform. Everything will populate here for you. And then you have bundles down here. If you want to create bundles just to keep track of everything that's going, this section does not do anything right now at this point in time. So this product sheet will automatically populate, as well as the subproducts. So the best way to think about subproducts is you can either be variants of a product, like t-shirts will have 4 different sizes: small, medium, large, extra large, or it could be options of a given product. So if you sell an ice cream scoop, your options could be the flavor, so vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, moose tracks. It could be the toppings, rainbow sprinkles, black and white sprinkles, marshmallows, M&Ms, and it could also be the vessel that the ice cream is delivered in: a cup, waffle cone, waffle bowl. All of those are considered subproducts. You don't necessarily buy that product off the bat, but they come in some shape or form with that product that you purchase. And at the same time, a product can also equal its subproduct, like a croissant, and the croissant product and subproduct will always be the same. And to bring that all together so you can actually understand how everything associates with one another, this associations table also gets created right off the bat as well when you do your mass product migration. So you can see here, if you order bread, for example, it has 2 association products. You have the full size and the demi size, each of them taking one unit. But for example, if somebody ordered the croissant 12 pack, you can see here that the croissant 12 pack is made up of 4 of our different croissants that we use as well. So that's how you can mix and match your subproducts to your products. And you can see for the ice cream scoops as well, it gets quite extensive, where you can have all these different options and variants associated with an ice cream scoop. An affogato is the same way. Ice cream scoop for the kids. And you can see here I have it at half serving because the kid scoop is going to be less. So you can mix and match this as well depending on how big your serving size is going to be for that product and subproduct association. Again, this we'll get into more detail here as well because this is a pretty crucial piece of how everything flows through with SupplyQ. Alrighty, and then next we're going to get onto the raw materials. Relatively straightforward. You can add new raw materials or upload Excel, but basically all your materials that make your end products, flour, water, olive oil, butter, makes sense for breads, croissants, etc. So all of this is very crucial to put in so you can actually track those base units that make what you're actually selling to your customers. Lead time, cost per unit, shelf life. These are pretty crucial pieces that you should do your best to try to get as close to as possible. And then if you don't have a great idea, we can either work through it together or get more intelligent over time as you end up seeing how your suppliers are handling your orders. And then next, so the raw materials will feed your BOMs, your bills of materials, or your recipes, however you want to call it, for whatever your product mix is. So this basically will just be making your, gonna go a little bit of a slow down there. There it goes. Your recipes. So like for a full loaf of bread, you can see everything here. Probably 5 grams of butter, 500 grams of flour, everything here. Everything that you need to actually build your products goes here. So you can go choose something for randomly say, you know what, I actually have some caramel in my bread. Who knows why, but if you wanted to update that, you can go say I have 1 gram of caramel. It updates just like that. Same as well. It's much easier probably just upload this via Excel. And then for the bulk resources, the same thing. So if I have a tub of vanilla ice cream I need to make, these are all the materials that go into that. Same thing. Say, hey, I actually have a little caramel that I'm going to add into this. So we'll add 5 grams of caramel. We'll update that just like that. And then it's easy as that just to maintain and update your BOMs as you see fit. Suppliers. Just basically an address book for your suppliers right here. Any key information you want to keep for all of them. But then where the magic comes with the suppliers is the matrix sheet where you can choose which raw materials each of your supplier provides. So King Arthur here, we have these 4. Down here, Shirt Emporium has all of these, etc. So you can add and take away at the click of a button. You just control click on an item, you update it, and now we have Olive Grove also supplying our butter for us, just like that. So a pretty crucial piece if you are interested in actually maintaining purchase orders with your suppliers to keep the sheet as up to date as possible. Onto the sales sheet, pretty straightforward. This just keeps track of sales that come in. At the beginning when you first initiate your SupplyQ experience, you will mass upload your sales with option 1. If you have old sales that you want to put in via Excel, you can also do that as well. You can do both as well. It's not one or the other. You can mix and match with this. But then after that, after you do that first mass upload, sales will automatically update for you every hour. So there's no need to update anything after the fact at that point. And then the forecast, which I'm pretty excited to dive into the forecast wizard when we get there. This is also another AI tool I've created that will basically do all your forecasting for you. You can chat with Claude to understand the type of forecasting you want to do. Do you have an aggressive plan coming up? It'll look at your sales history. It'll basically align everything that you need to put the best possible forecast forward, so you don't undershoot what you need to purchase to meet your customer demand, but you also don't overpurchase, which could be equally as detrimental. If you don't want to use the forecast wizard, you can do everything yourself as well. Everything is here to upload and add all your own data that you would need to as well for forecasting. And then here, user page, everything about your organization, how frequently are you using Claude. We talk in tokens when it comes to AI, so we'll keep track of your tokens here. Um, Monthly usage or monthly allowance is in the millions of tokens for the higher plans. So um, at the beginning, probably not that big a risk of running out, but we'll work through it, see what happens. And then also other API integrations. You can see here I'm connected to Square. Right now, Square and Shopify are the only ones available. These other ones coming hopefully in the next few weeks or months as I get time to put those integrations into SupplyQ. So that's a quick rundown of everything. I hope you were able to garner some good information, at least get you off on the right foot. And then please, when the videos are up, go check those more detailed videos that go into more detail on each individual section. And until then, please reach out with any questions. Contact information in the video notes. I'm glad to help. I want to be here with you every step of the way as you get into the supply queue environment. Thanks a lot.